Okay, so it's all about forming these chords like a G7 ninth chord. Okay, so from here we'd start on the G if we were right here on the fretboard, which is our lower root. Okay, so here's the upper root, here's the lower root. The lower root is your C root right here. I can put the capo on so you know what I'm talking about. This is where your fret nut is. Here's your regular C. Here's your lower root C right here. You see it, the yellow? You can't see it, there's a shadow there. So we got lower root C. And if we just, play on up, we've got C. We're going to play the white notes here because they're the ones on the fretboard from lower C that are in between notes on the staff. So we're going to play C, E, G, B, but then we're also going to add a D here. Now we could continue on, so what we've got is like a D minor seventh on top of that, but really we could just call it a ninth chord, because here's 8, ninth. So 7, 8, 9, 7 root 2. Okay, there's an E string shape right there. Right there. Okay, if we did it from E minor 7th, that doesn't sound too good because it takes on a different quality, right? If we, and then from the, we got the G7 ninth chord, it takes on a different quality, almost like modes. There's like maybe modes of ninths. So that's maybe where they get into jazz. But the reason why we're doing, because we want to know how to navigate around this fretboard, around the staff board, okay? So we start from lower C down here, and we're just going to play that C major ninth. Okay, so where's lower C? Right here. Zoom in on it. Here's your fret nut. Here's your lower root, key of C. Okay, as you know, key of C box is here. You can play almost anything in the key of C. So let's try to stay in the box. Let's try to stay in the box. A lot of these things I do for the first time. Let's try to stay in the C box here. We start from the lower root. Okay, we're going to play that C major 7 ninth. So it's C, 3, 5 open, 7, and then what? The next, then we skip the C again and go to the second because it's the next. You see what I'm saying here? From this interval from 7 to 2 on the guitar is different. It's different than the interval 7 root 2 on the piano. See, the interval 7 root 2 on the piano is equal to the interval of 5, 6, 7 because the piano is set up in a major scale already for you. So you just count. So to go from 4 to 5 is a half step, from 5 to 6 is a whole step. That's because there's an accidental in between. Okay, so again, starting from root, we've got like that, and we can start that D minor 7th. Okay, we can start that D minor 7th right there. We know where we are on the staff, right? And then okay, so obviously once you're going, you're traveling across the keyboard and you're traveling across this staff. So we've got C, E, G, D, B, and then D, F, A, C. So we covered all this distance. Just one more up. So if we do like this D minor 7/9 chord, so we've got this and this. We've traveled all the way almost from lower C up there to the E there on the fretboard, on the staff. Now let's look at, okay, so this is what's going on with this particular chart, and I use it to, kind of get my feet wet. Now look at this right here. The upper clef on line notes F major 7th chord. In other words, we want to play an F major 7th chord. Let's look here. All right. Here's the top staff. You see, I did a little mirror image of the staff signature. There's the F, the backwards F, and the big G. Okay. So the upper staff, in between notes, is F, A, C, E. Like face. Remember when you took music? F, A, C, E is face. Okay, so that's what I mean when I say upper clef on line notes forms an F major 7th chord. F, A, C, E. Okay, now similarly, the lower clef on line notes an A minor 7th chord. Now let's look at that a little closer, because I know there's 5 on-line notes and 4 in between notes. So here's our on-line notes. Lower clef on-line notes. Okay, on-line notes itself. Alright, so there is only 4 on-line notes on the lower clef also. And they are A, C, E, and G. So right there. Now, how do we find those on the guitar? So we've got A minor 7th, and we've got F minor 7th. Okay, so pretty much, this is why I brought these down here. Pretty much, if we're looking at, now this is the upper clef. Now the upper clef isn't at the bottom of your guitar, isn't in the open string zone. The open string zone, your upper root starts here. So you're pretty much looking at, in the open zone, you're looking at, in the guitar, you're looking at middle root and lower root there. Okay, so what do we say? The lower clef notes an A minor 7th chord. Here's lower root. Okay, the clef is likely like that. So we're going to go 6, root, 3, 5. There's your lower clef right there. Okay, so it's, I guess A is going to be the 6th of C. So we go 6, root, 3, 5. Those are the notes of the lower clef. Okay, so now we have the banner is pretty much lined up with what we're playing on the guitar. So when I talk about the lower clef on line notes, so this guy should likely be over here. This message right here. See, this is what I'm talking about, and I'm going to be, working towards that on the next few charts. So look at it. Lower clef right here. Here's the notes. It's an A minor 7th, A, C, E, G, and we start here on the 6th of key of C, 6, root, 3, 5, A, C, G, A, C, E, G.